I wanted to create this video so that I could show you how you'll be able to manipulate the navigation within the Cumbre project file. If I click on the home page and then scroll down a little and double-click on the navigation partial and then double-click on the pen to open it up, you'll see that there are some swatches and then you have a few other pens. You have the small, the medium, and the large, and then you have the message light box. There's a video that I'll link to in the description on how and why I did that. I'm not going to go into how I completely built it. The purpose of this video is to actually show you how you can manipulate the navigation within Cumbre and make it a little bit more customized to your liking. You can do whatever you want with the navigation, but if you wanted to keep a similar style, look, and feel, then this is to show you the anatomy of how the navigation works. So, if I open up the small pin within here, you're going to see this partial. This is the actual drill-down menu where all the menu items live. If I double-click on this and then open the pin, you'll see that all of the different menu items are listed in here. Now, like the admin navigation, there is an unused menu items pin down here. You don't necessarily need to use this, but you can if you just want to keep the project file clean for yourself. The way I have it set up is within each of these menu items. If you click on the edit link and then you look at the name and value, you'll see that this value is the same macro that is in the link title itself. So, what does that mean if you have the link title set in the page's settings? If I come over here and I look at the home page's page settings, this link title right here. If you don't have anything in here, then this menu item will not only be blank in the published version of the site, but they will also be more or less invisible. It just won't show. There won't be anything for you to hover over and click on. Despite there not being a name, it will just not exist on the page. And that is actually being controlled by this display swatch right here. So, this display swatch essentially is just .menu and, then an A with brackets, and title equals quote-unquote with another bracket to finish it off. This title equals quote-unquote with nothing in it basically is saying if there's a menu item, any one of these that does not have anything in the title, which again, if I click on the edit link button and this value for this title attribute, if there's nothing set for the link title then this essentially would be blank. So, this would equal nothing between the quotation marks. If there's nothing in between those quotation marks then this is set to display none. This is just to help you keep your project a little cleaner and looking a little nicer on the published side and while you're actually still developing it, or if there was an accident where you forgot to set the title, it wouldn't just have a space between two menu items like home and blog. So, if you did have an About Us page, but there wasn't a title, then before there would be a noticeable space in between home and About Us and there wouldn't be any text. It would just be a blank space that you could still hover over and click and it would take you to the About Us page. But with this display swatch that is removed and so it won't show anything because display will be set to none. The navigation is actually fairly simple. While we're in this partial, this pin within this partial, it is just every single page linked to the page that it corresponds with and then the macro within here is what's being controlled in each page's page settings. So, for home, it would be admin home page. For blog, it would be admin blog page. For About Us, admin About Us page, and so on and so forth. I'm going to close up this pin and back out of this partial. So that was in the small, and if I scroll down to medium and large and double click on this pin, you'll notice that that same partial with the menu that we just looked at is in here as well. This is set up so that anything you change within this partial will reflect in this partial. This way your menu items are always the same on both large and medium as well as small. You don't have to edit the menu twice. Now for small, small is set up to be a custom top bar. It works similarly to the top bar that comes with Foundation 6 stacks, but I wanted to have a little bit more control and put my own spin on it. So within this top bar, at least for small, there is a light box that is controlled by this button. This button has a font awesome hamburger icon associated with it. The lightbox ID is lightbox-small nav. And the lightbox ID on this lightbox is lightbox-small nav as well. Since this is a drill down, on small it will be vertical. But if we go into the partial and open the pin and click on the drill down stack, you'll see that the orientation is medium horizontal and transform is medium drop down. So this way on small it'll be a vertical menu, and then on medium and large it will be horizontal. With drill down or drop downs, it'll be drop downs so that if there are any child pages, then you'll be able to hover over the parent and they will drop down like a normal menu should. And within each one we have the social media icons, and then there is another drill down here with the Message Us button, the telephone, and then a credits link. And these three are all controlled by toggles which were covered in the previous videos. I'm going to close up the small pin and we'll look at the medium and large pin. Now medium and large pin has a sticky in here which allows for the menu to remain stuck to the top of the page. In here it has the site logo which is set in the settings. And here is that same drill down menu. If you find that your menu is a little too long because you have too many menu items at the top, you may see that the menu falls behind the site logo. This is because the site logo is actually being positioned by a position swatch. You could always just take the animate and swatch and drag it into the two columns so that the image will always be to the left of your menu, and your menu will then be able to wrap within the column that it's in. Now take note that the image actually has a class of site logo, medium large. You'll need to actually come in here and find the position swatch which is right here and disable it. You can do this simply just by putting a 1 or any other character at the end of or in front of, or anywhere within this. But it's easier to just do it at the end, and then now that position swatch will no longer affect that image. Essentially what you're doing is disabling the swatch without deleting it. And within the medium and large menu we also have a similar setup where there are social media icons as well as our Message Us, contact phone, and credits buttons and links, all controlled with toggles. Both message buttons are set to open a lightbox which is lightbox_message. That lightbox is found within the message lightbox pin. And here is the contact form. This contact form is a partial so that you can use the same form on the contact page as well, or anywhere else you'd like to put the contact form. You may want to put the contact form in the footer or just have it on every single page. And this way, since it's a partial, you don't have to change it every single time on every single page. You can just change it once and it will reflect across all your pages. So that's it. That is the anatomy of the navigation within the Cumbre project file. I hope you found this information useful. Thank you.